$1,000. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, I've received that estimate more than once the last few weeks for projects and activities around my house, and I thought I would show you what I've done with some of these estimates, how I've worked around a couple of them. The first estimate came when I took my dog to the vet, and the vet said, well, you really should get this dog's teeth cleaned. And that's going to involve anesthesia, and it's going to involve, you know, time. And I said, okay, well, let me see what I can do about that. So instead of anesthesia, we're now going with pedigree dentistics. Found a Costco in the back corner. The second estimate came when I had my 6-month exam at the dentist, and they said, there's some really weird activity going on that back tooth of yours. And they, of course, as all good dentists do, give me all options on how to treat this from least expensive to most expensive. And the most expensive, again, came to be about $1,000. And I said, what can I do about that? And I said, Sensodyne Pronamel toothpaste. Found at Walmart, Target, and other great local retail establishments. On a more serious note, I've had 2 packages stolen from my front step in the last 2 months when I've been at work. And I went ahead and asked a local business to see what it would take to put a surveillance camera in to watch the front door while I was at work. Because my dog is a great dog, but he's not a watchdog by any means. He would pretty much greet people as they came to steal packages. And I received an estimate for a surveillance camera tied to a local DVR, and that too was $1,000. And I thought, well, this is beginning to be a pattern. So I decided I could use that $1,000 in a different way. Instead, I now have a post office box at the UPS store. Less cost per year than the U.S. Postal Service, can take packages, and it's about 5 years worth of what the local business offered me for a video camera. The fourth and last one was my son from University of Minnesota called and said, Dad, I need to get a suit. I'm in concert band this year, and they require a suit in subdued colors. According to the band director, subdued colors means you focus on the music, not on the clothing. So, being 19, we went to Men's Warehouse when they had one of their sales at the Super Bowl, buy one, get one for $100. And of course, my son is at my height and 3 inches smaller in the waist, so the alterations added up quickly. And of course, being that trim means he needs to have trim-fitting clothing for and dress shirts. By the time we got done with the buy one, get one for $100, we had a receipt that looked something like this. And that wasn't even the end of the story, because the one suit he really liked in a charcoal gray, they didn't have in quite the right size. So a week later, we came back to get measured for that second suit. And that weekend, their best tailor was off, and they started looking at the measurements and said, not sure if our tailor on staff can do this one or not. So and Matt couldn't come back on a weekday to do the measurements because he's has classes. We then took the suit up to a Men's Warehouse in St. Paul, and they looked at it and they said, I'm really not sure why. They said they couldn't do the tailoring. So of course now I have another receipt with just tailoring charges on it. So again, a local recommendation: Men's Warehouse, Apache Mall, or in St. Paul. What was interesting about the St. Paul visit is that they are the largest Men's Warehouse in the entire state, and they are 3 miles from my son's dorm. So I felt a little bit like the poem from T.S. Eliot. We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all of our exploring will be to arrive where we started and to know the place for the first time. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Tim, and can I have one of these as a snack after the meeting?
You know, I think Sandy Marquardt posted a couple weeks ago on Facebook that she has her children as one of their habits to get the dog food because it really smells. This really smells. And it is hermetically sealed. So.
Maybe you should leave that on the front steps of your door. I might deter burglars or something.